Alright, this video is for number 1 of Activity 5.5a, CAD Model Features Part 1. This is going to be taking a look at the Revolve function. We're going to use it to create this rubber handle sleeve. It takes two different images in order to complete this. We've got this kind of cross section that we have of the part, so a section view, but in an isometric, so that's the material here, and we have these two profiles below and above a center line. To draw this, we are going to use this profile, but dimensions off here to be incorporated into that profile. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new standard inch part, let that load up, and start a 2D sketch. I'm going to go ahead and pick the XY plane for this one. Now, I know other people will maybe draw the top profile here. I personally like to draw the bottom. I don't really know why, I just do, but one thing I always start out with is a construction line. This construction line, as it says here, represents the axis of rotation. So what I like to do is take the line, turn on construction right here in the panel, turn that on, snap right to the origin, go horizontally to the right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the same distance as the overall length, so 4.469. Now the reason why I like to do that is just so that I can use relations to make sure that the bottom area is the right size. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 4.469, hit enter, and then zoom out a little bit so we can see that whole line. Now if you pay attention, that line right now is a construction line. It's dotted. I'm going to go ahead and just move that dimension up out of the way. So next, we're going to grab the line tool, and I'm going to draw this profile. Don't worry too much about thicknesses and being the perfect length right now. We're going to use dimensions to clean that up. So I'm going to start down below in line with the origin and just draw the profile. Come straight down, straight over. Notice that I still have construction on. That's okay, we can turn it off and then continue drawing, and then we can come back and clean these two up and make them normal lines. I'm going to come in line. Notice I'm referencing this point here. I'm going to come down a little bit, bring it back over, in line and up. So if some of those are not right now normal lines, you can click the line and come up here and turn it back to normal line by turning off construction. The other option, click the line, right click, and uncheck construction. It'll become a normal line. So let's add a few dimensions. The ones that we have here are easy enough to add in right now. So my constraint, a dimensional constraint, is going to be the width. Here to here is 0.156, and then the overall is the 4.469. In order just to have a nice clean picture in our sketch, I'm going to use a vertical constraint between this point and this point, and same thing over here, the origin and this point as well. So now I've said that this distance across this edge is vertically in line here, this edge in that point is vertically in line here, so it has to be 4.469. Notice I only need 3 dimensions at this point. I'm going to right click and choose OK, so that I'm getting out of adding the constraint, and I'm going to go take a peek at these 3 items. So what I need is the distance from the top here to the revolve. I need the distance from the revolve to the outside, and then I need the overall thickness of this section. So I can get all of that here. So I've got a small hole in the end that is a diameter of 0.1875. So I'm going to use a dimensional constraint, grabbing the line, grab this line, and place it. Now I'm not going to type in 0.1875. I'm going to go half of that. So it's going to be 0.1875 divided by 2. Because I'm dealing with the radius, not the whole diameter. Hit enter. And same thing on the outside. I have an outside diameter of this piece of 1.375. So again, I'm going to go half that. So click the two lines, bring it to the side. So it's going to be 1.375 divided by 2. Hit enter. And finally, what I need is the overall thickness of this piece. So that looks a little wonky right now, but my overall thickness of this section is 0.25. So it's going to get cleaned up by clicking the two lines, bringing it to the side. Notice right now it's 0.07 or 0.06977743. We are going to make this instead 0.25 and hit enter. So that shifts everything into place. It is fully constrained. If you wanted to, you could add the fillets at this point. The 0.25 typical fillet. I like adding fillets in the feature, so that's what I'm going to do instead of it being in the sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and click Finish Sketch. Zoom out so we can see it. At this point, we're going to do the Revolve. Revolve is found in Create and next to Extrude. Now the reason why I like using a construction line for the axis of revolving is by default it is selecting the profile that is there. If there was a line, it would be confused about which one I needed to pick. Because that's a construction line, it's allowing this to just be the profile. My extents is going to be full. It's going to be creating a new solid. I just need to pick the axis. In this case, we want to revolve around this axis that we created to start. So I'm going to go and click that. And you'll see that in fact, at this point, I have the small hole and the larger one on the end. It's rotating the full 360 degrees, so I'm going to click OK. To finish this up, I'm just going to go to Modify, add in a fillet. I'm going to make this 0.25 because that's what our plan calls for, 0.25 typical on each end. And I simply have to click this edge and click this edge. Hit OK. And that is the rubber sleeve. So go ahead and get it saved, get it submitted, and thank you for watching.